and we can get ahead of God, and we're trying to manipulate that thing, and we're trying to do it ourselves, and actually that can make the situation worse.
Yeah.
When you going before God, because God had told you, hey, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
But now you done went before me, and you trying to do it yourself. Now you done messed up everything. Now, what's up, family? It's your boy Jet Lee. You are now tuned in to another episode, the first episode of 2023, and I'm excited. You already know I got my co-host with me, my beautiful, lovely wife. What's going on, Cortne?
What up? You just said it's 2023.
It's 2023.
Like, we was talking the other day, and I was like, remember when we was younger, and they was making, like, them 2022 movies and all them? And I'm like, I wonder what the world gonna look like in 2022.
Right.
And now we in 2023, y'all.
We here.
Blessed. We made it.
Alive and well.
Yeah.
Right. Amen.
All right.
Amen. I'm excited, man. This gonna be a great year. It's gonna be a blessed year. It's gonna be my word for this year. Is actually the same word I had last year. It's discipline and focus. Yeah. I added another one. Discipline and focus for me. Mm-hmm. Those are the two things that I really, really just want to nail down and master this year. Yeah. Lord, help me. Help us all with everything that we want to accomplish this year. Yeah. All the goals and the dreams and the visions and everything that everybody has planned for 2023. Help us. God, live that and be true to that and actually stick to it. What you got? What's your words for that?
Well, because those are the two words of our home, that'll be my two as well. But I'm also adding intentionality and becoming.
Got that from Pastor. Yeah. Becoming.
Intentionality and becoming. Be intentional about everything that you're doing in this season. If it don't make sense, don't do sense and sense. No, but seriously, if it don't make sense, if it's not, growing you, expanding you and your home, your family, expanding your mindset, be intentional about who you are, who has access to you in this season, and then becoming. I know Pastor said to make sure that, so many times we get caught up in making announcements and we're saying we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. Focus on being it, doing it, and becoming the person that you said you was gonna be last year. The person you said you was gonna be a couple years ago. The person that you declared you would be this year. Focus on becoming it, becoming the best person you can be, the best version of you, showing up as her or him in every situation, in every room, and let's do it. I'm excited.
Hey, she took me out when she said this is the becoming year.
Becoming season.
Yes, I said yes. I felt that I felt that in my soul. I felt that in my spirit. Yeah. But quick shout out to all the subscribers, man, to everybody that's been tuned in. We thank you guys for the support. Yeah. Every like, every comment, every share, it means something to us. So we thank y'all. Just continue to rock with us. Yeah. Continue to grow with us. Just follow the journey.
Yeah. And just follow the journey. Yeah.
Man, and so with that, we just want to go into, it's called the waiting season, or the weight of waiting is what you said too as well. Yeah. Everybody, when you think about it, everybody is waiting on something. Mm-hmm. They're waiting on that dream to come. They're waiting on these goals to come to pass. They're waiting on maybe a phone call from a job. They're waiting on to start this family. They're waiting on the new car. They're waiting. Everybody is in some waiting season. And we just want to talk about that. Yeah. I believe this is a great first episode to start off with. So guys, like, if you're waiting on something, wait with a good attitude. And then when I heard that, I was like, that was so profound for me, because I can remember when I was in a waiting season and my attitude was terrible, because in the waiting, you're waiting and you're impatient because you want this thing now. You want the goals to happen now. You want the money now. And you want to live a better life now. And so in the midst of waiting, your attitude can be terrible. Yeah. And so your outlook and your attitude can be the outlook on your life as well. So you're just looking around and you're like, man, God, I'm waiting on you. Like, I'm waiting for things to change in my life. And if you're in the waiting season right now, we just want to encourage you to keep a good attitude. We want to encourage you to stay focused. We want you to continue to trust God and have faith, because God has not forgot about you. And I remember when you told me, you said, I thought God had forgot about me. Mm-hmm. And if you think about that, that was a waiting season for you, because you were just, you were ready to go to the next level, and God just had you waiting. He had you still, and you had to trust and believe in God. So can you tell us just a little bit about that season that you went through when you were trusting and believing and waiting on God to come through for you?
Yeah, so before I get into that, I want to kind of go back to, because you kind of sped past the weight of waiting. Mm-hmm. The weight, WEIGHT, of waiting, WAITING. I got that right, Braxton?
That's right.
the weight of waiting, and I like that you said, having a good attitude about it, because the weight of waiting is how you view waiting. So you can be weighed heavy in waiting, or it can be a lightweight. It doesn't have to always be heavy. And I did tell you, this was, what was it, that the month we hit, was it the day we hit 1K or the month we hit 10K?
I think it was the day that you actually hit.
Okay,
1K.
So it's crazy, because so everyone know or if you've been following us a while, you know that I quit my job April of 2021.
Right.
And mid-pandemic, I just knew that I just couldn't do it anymore. It was just got to a point where it was just really overwhelming. My mental health was suffering, like suicidal thoughts. I didn't even talk to him about it. I don't even know how we even got on it one day. I didn't even tell him. And one day he was just like, you good? I was like, no. Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna tell you about it. He was like, oh no, you can leave that tomorrow. Yeah. But we made a choice to leave, and of course, when God tells you to do something the first time, of course you're like, okay, God, I heard you, but you sure? Like ain't that funny? The God that created the universe, everything, that has already written our story, we question him and ask him, are you sure this is what you want me to do? But I quit in April. I was starting a new journey with my entrepreneurship journey. Mm-hmm. Something I found that, was a new business model I was trying to work on, and I believed in it, but I wasn't really seeing results right then. So, I just made in my mind that I was going to be consistent every day. Be consistent, do something every day, making sure that I'm learning new things, I'm watching new classes, I'm enrolling in different things, just to make sure that I'm making sure that I'm educated on what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. And it just wasn't looking up, so I was trying Instacart. I was, doing like little side hustle things just to make sure that we had what we needed. And granted, I tell to this day, like, I still don't know how everything is paid, everything is done, but it gets done. Yeah. But, I still wanted to make sure I was at least doing something, bringing something into the home. And one day, everything just took a turn. I got to a point where I wasn't just waiting passively. And I wanted to tell you that it's two ways in waiting. You can wait passively, or you can wait actively. And I could have waited passively and just said, okay, God, you promised me in your word that you are my shepherd. I lack nothing. I could have just held on to the promises that he gave me, that lets me know you'll never leave me, you'll never forsake me. Or I could have held on to those promises and put my faith to work. And that's what I decided to do. So for me, it wasn't a matter of only believing God. Of course, you really, if God said it, it's done. He's already written, everything I need. But I think for me, I had to make sure I was waiting actively. I was showing God that although you gave it to me, I'm trusting you, and I'm doing my work too. We always say, we know faith without works is dead. And that is literally what our waiting seasons are. Like, you can sit up there and say all day, I'm waiting on God to move,
Right.
but you ain't did nothing to get you to that next point,
Right.
to that next level. What we said she said we ain't saying levels
We're
no more.
not
We're saying
saying-
dimensions.
Say it again.
We're not going to the next level. We're going to the next dimension.
Yeah.
So you could be
Man.
sitting there saying all day that, you know, I know God gonna do this for me. I know I'm gonna get a new job. I'm gonna get a new house. I'm gonna do this, but you're not doing anything to fix your credit. You ain't doing nothing.
You put no apps in.
You ain't put no, applications in. For the job.
You
You're
ain't
not
looked at
bettering
no
yourself.
houses.
You ain't did nothing to help.
Yeah.
Push you to that next dimension, but you expect for God to just do all the work. And don't get me wrong, He's already written our story, and He has already made everything. The moment He gave us the thought and the idea, He had already lined up everything to make it happen. But we still have to do our part and understand that you have to make the choice. Are you gonna wait passively, or are you gonna wait actively? And I decided to work actively.
I like it. So that's also working while waiting.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I was in the hotel for 56 days, and in that 56 days, I was working while I was waiting on my next breakthrough. My next breakthrough was getting out the hotel. It was an apartment, it was a house, it was somewhere else other than staying in this hotel. But while I was in the hotel, I was still going to school. I was still working my job. I was still doing load and building load, right? I was still going to schools and encouraging people all while I was waiting on my next breakthrough. And some of you guys may be in a season right now where you're waiting on the next breakthrough. We're asking you and we're encouraging you to not give up. We encourage you to put the work in while you're waiting, because in the waiting season, God is actually building your endurance. He's actually building your character, your faith muscle as well, because faith is actually waiting too. When you think about it, because you got faith that you're going to get something that you don't have.
You ain't seen it
yet.
Yeah.
So you waiting.
You have no evidence of it.
No evidence of it. So you're waiting on the house. You're waiting on the phone call for the job. You're waiting on the next client. I feel like we're always in the continuation of waiting for something. So we just want to encourage you guys, look, while you're waiting, have a great attitude about it, because you can wake up and you're waiting and you just have this attitude of things not changing, things not going my way, things God has forgot about me. God, do you see what I'm going through? Do you see? Help me, God. And people can lose their way while they're in the waiting season. So don't get lost, because God is coming. God has not forgot about you. God is in the background, behind the scenes, working for us. Even when we don't see it, He's working for us, man. And I can remember when I found my time at that hotel came to an end, right? So it was time for me to move. I had to go stay with my granddad for another 2-3 weeks, right, before my breakthrough. So I'm still waiting. So that's 56 days is almost 60 plus days of me just waiting on the breakthrough. And so my breakthrough was, it was an apartment at that time. And honestly, it was nothing but God, because I was not qualified for the apartment. I went and put the application in. I did everything that I was supposed to do. And, the property manager, she was like, I'm going to just take a chance on you. And the chance was, she gave me this apartment, and that was my breakthrough. Yeah. So even though I was waiting and things, day 1 in the hotel, day 2, day 3, day 4, things was just still the same, but I kept believing, I kept the faith, and I said things are going to turn around for me. So my breakthrough was being able to get that apartment, but I didn't quit, I didn't fail, I didn't give up. And if in that waiting season, while you're waiting for your life to change too, people, like you said, you may have suicidal thoughts. And this is real. And we just want to encourage you guys, listen, if you need to go talk to somebody, go do that, man. I know I know a lot of people may think like God is not here, so he can't help me right now. But talk to God, lay your burdens down, and let him carry that thing, because the weight of waiting can get heavy.
Yeah.
And you feel like you might want to take yourself out of here. Hold on. No, things are going to change for you, but you got to stay in the fight for those things to change. You can't give up. You can't take yourself out, because I know it's hard. I was reading the story with on Facebook, and the mother of kids and everything took herself out because she said it was just too much pressure on it. And I was just like, if somebody was there to just talk to her, or she just had somewhere to go, or she just had the faith to keep going and just didn't give up and take herself out of here, man. It's really traumatizing, man. So I'm just speaking right now that if you're having suicidal thoughts, we rebuke that. We bind that up, right? And we release positive thoughts over you, positive thoughts over your life, and go get some help. Go talk to somebody. Reach out to us. Reach out to a family, a friend, somebody, so you won't do that, right? So the next thing we want to talk about too is going ahead of God. I know while we in that waiting season, sometimes we can get ahead of ourselves, and we can get ahead of God, and we're trying to manipulate that thing, and we're trying to do it ourselves, and actually that can make the situation worse.
Yeah.
When you're going before God, because God had told you, hey, I got you. But now you done went before me, and you trying to do it yourself. Now you done messed up everything. Now you got to wait longer to fix it.
Yeah. I think the waiting period should be looked at prep time. The waiting period should be looked at your time for preparation, instead of trying to go ahead and do it. I got to have it right now. I need God to answer right now. Because a lot of times when we want something, we want it now. And that's just our generation. I don't even think it's just our generation. I think it's people, period. When we want something or we see something, we want it in our grasp at that time. But I think for me, it's looking at the waiting season. If God has me waiting, that means, one, it's going to be so much bigger or better than I even imagined for it to be. And two, it's just probably not my time for it yet.
Right.
And what we don't want to happen is for something that we're praying for and asking God for him to give it to us, and we're not mature enough for it and mess it up. We're not mature enough for it and forfeit the blessing because we got it prematurely and we weren't ready for it. So when we look at the waiting season as preparation, we just think about cooking. Yeah, I like to eat, sorry. So think about when you get them chicken wings, and you don't just take the chicken out of the package and put it right on the grill or in the air fryer. You take the chicken out the package and you wash it first. And then you might marinate it first, and then you season it a little bit, and then you might put a little butter on it, or whatever you put on it for your air fryer. I don't know what y'all do, but hey, we air fry steaks over here. Whatever it is whatever else it is that you do, you put that on it, and then you get ready to eat. But if we miss all of that, now you done messed the chicken up, because first of all, you can eat nasty chicken. You got salmonella, bacteria, and all that everywhere. But I'm being silly, but I'm serious. Right. The moment that you miss all of those steps, I think I've said this before, the moment that you miss the steps, when it comes to things that you're praying to God for, asking him for, when you try to skip around the journey and the process and the progress, you forfeit character, and you forfeit learning, and you forfeit the story and the journey that helps you stay there. Like what happens a lot of times is when we skip to those places, we don't have the prereqs to stay there. We don't have the prereqs we can get there, but we don't have the prereqs to stay there. And I made some notes, y'all, because this is my kind of top right here. But I had a quote that I came up with this morning. Let me find it right quick.
You came up with it? Okay, let's hear it. I'm ready.
I said, sometimes preparation is needed not only to obtain what you seek, but to keep what's being sought. Sometimes preparation is needed not to only get what you seek, what you want, but to keep what's being sought. So if you go around preparation, if you try to get around the prereqs of buttering up the skillet before you pour the cornbread in, if you go around the prereqs of making sure that you're pregnant and you're getting ready to birth a baby, you're getting ready to birth your business, and you skip the prereqs of actually learning that, being knowledgeable about what you're about to birth, we forfeit what we need to stay there and to be the best at what we're asking God for. So preparation, waiting is preparation time.
I was thinking about that story too, where that kind of aligned with the waiting season.
Yeah.
When you have a baby, you're waiting 9 months.
Yeah.
So in the midst of waiting, you're preparing for the baby to come and to arrive. And so in that time frame, you're getting the cribs, you're getting the strollers, you're getting the wipes and the toys, and you getting everything. So it's the same thing with when you're waiting on your goal to come to pass. Say you want to save X amount of dollars. Well, if you're not putting back every paycheck and you're not doing the actual work and you're not actually believing or even going to work first to get the paycheck, then how you think you're going to save it, right? So if you want the house, you got to save for the house. You got to get pre-approved. You got to have all your things in order, get your credit right, so that when you get ready to get that pre-approval, you have everything in line so you can get it. And a lot of people, we live in a world now where we know everybody wants everything fast. We want it right now, right? Right now, put me in the oven. Put me in the crock pot. I wanna take it slow, because like you said, when you don't prepare right for it, when you get it, you can still lose it.
Yeah.
And you can still lose it. And just imagine people that bought a house, weren't prepared for it, and end up losing it, or bought a car and got repoed because they weren't ready for it. I mean, I know it's different things that can happen, but people buy stuff that they can't afford. And so therefore you lose it, right? But while you're waiting, we want you to work while you're waiting. We want you to have a good attitude while you're waiting. We want you to not go before God. We want you to let God work in your life. Let God work his plan out for you. But while you're waiting on God to come, you're preparing, you're having faith, and you're putting in that work. Another story, we want to talk about David that was in the Bible. And David had to wait a long time to see that vision come true. 15 years, right? So David was the son of 7. He was the youngest of 7 and of 8. And then Jesus came and was looking for the next king, right? And so the dad was showing them all his sons, and he was like, nah, nope, that ain't him. That's not him. That's not him. That's not him. And it was just one more left, and that was David. And God said that this is the chosen one. And but he had to wait 15 years before he actually became the king of Israel, right? And in that time of waiting, he had defeated Goliath. That's how we know David and Goliath, right? So he had a big monster to the giant, right? To knock down. So you may have a giant in your life. What is that giant? It may be building your credit, because your credit may be at 400 or 500, right? So you got to build it up, right? You may have a journey of that giant of losing weight. You might want to lose weight. You might be 200-300 pounds right now, and you're like, God, how can I lose all this weight, right? So you what is your giant right now in your life? And for me, I want to encourage you to find that and identify that giant, and we're going to slay that giant, right? Because with God, all things are possible. But so he ended up just going through all these different trials and tribulations, but in the midst of it, God was preparing him and getting him ready to be the king, right? So if we don't go through these things, See, we think God is punishing us when we go through bad things, right? Trials and tribulations. We're like, God, why me, right? But we have to change our attitude about it, right? We say, God is not punishing me, he's growing me. You know, he's building my endurance to run this race called life, right? So in the midst of it, he's going through everything, but at the end of after 15 years, he becomes the king. So how long are you willing to actually wait and believe for the dream?
Yeah. And it's so many stories in
It's
the Bible
so
that we
many
can talk
stories,
about
yeah.
when they had to wait years and years and years. Whether it was God made them wait years or something that they did that made their journey be prolonged. But I think the important thing is, what do you do while you're waiting? And I think for me, the important thing is actually being present in the waiting period, because a lot of times we get out of the waiting period, we're already in the promised land already. When the waiting period, which is also known as the preparation period, is needed now. Be present in your preparation. And I think for me, when I kind of think about what do I do in the waiting season, one thing for sure, of course, we're praying because we need strength. Like, Lord, help me now, because I know you told me if I tired, I wouldn't go without. You told me if I love these people that keep playing in my face, that you would still play. Like, I'm trying here, Lord. So I'm praying. I'm celebrating ahead of time, because I'm gonna go ahead and praise you now, because I know this praise right here is gonna kind of catapult me and keep me where I'm going. And then another thing that I do when waiting is just make sure that you're feeding yourself with things that is gonna keep your mind sane.
It's your boy Chili. It's a whole lot of the dream. The movie that urges find purpose and path and gon' live it every to live that every single day.
Yo.
What's up, world? It's your boy Jetly.
Yo, what's up, family? It's your boy Jet.
It's Load. Living out a dream.
So excited for another episode of the Load Up Podcast.
Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble.
A fixed mindset and a growth mindset. Advertising, where do you see the promotion? Where do you see all of that going in the near future? How has it been running an online successful business?
I watch your grind over the years, and it's nothing but up for you from here, because I know where your heart at and I know what you do for the people.
Absolutely.
So, I'm honored to be sitting next to you.
It's your boy Jetly.
And it's your boy Jetly. Until next time.
Load up.
Can you hear me? Could you hear me before? Alright, we live. Let's go.
Because waiting is hard.
It's hard.
And I know God know that. Like,
It's hard,
I know He up there like, just trust me here.
Yeah.
Just trust me, but I got you.
Yeah.
But it's hard, and you need things that that will keep you and keep your mind sane, keep your mind controlled, because a lot of times we automatically think the worst. And we know that worry, he tell me all the time, bring it back, you're going too far. Come on back, it ain't even happened. And we know that worry is just thinking about something that has not even happened yet. Like it hasn't happened, so we worry ourselves and we think about these certain things that may not even happen. So I think whether it's finding your favorite show, I love beading. Whether it's beading purses, beading bracelets, necklaces, that kind of thing is something that just kind of mellow. And I tell you that it just mellow me out. Like, I get there and I can sit there and watch my favorite shows and all of that, and just be in that settles my mind. So I would say, think of something that just keeps your mind, whether it's reading, whether it's a devotion, whether you and a friend go out and have lunch, something that just keeps your mind in one piece until you make it on the other side. Because I can't even pretend, like, it's some people that's really going through some things right now. You're really experiencing some real waiting periods right now. You really are probably asking, God, do you hear me? Are you answering my prayers? Do you hear my prayers? I've been there. I was just there a couple months ago, so I understand. So I can't pretend to just act like I know, but one thing that I do know for sure is that it's another side to it, and I know that time is gonna come. You just have to make it over that hump and believe and understand that God ain't forgot that He coming, that your time coming, and it's gonna be better than what you even asked for.
Right. You know, another waiting period that I'm in
Right.
is physically for me is working out. When you work out, you can you can do the sit-ups, the push-ups, the jumping jacks, the running, and you wake up and be like, all right, my body changed? No. You do it again.
Yeah.
My body changed? Nah, I'm still the same. Do it again. But after 30 days of doing it, you like, hey, these pants fit different on me now. This shirt look different on me now. But it's the process of that waiting of dropping the weight. It's like, man, of dropping the weight, right? That you've been carrying around for so long. Now you overweight. You overweighted, you know, so you need to drop some weight. And but it's that process of working out, man, there's so much that's in there. But like I remember I was running, and one day I put on some pants that had got too big for me. I couldn't even, you know, put them together, right? So I put them on one day and I said, oh, I got some space in here, Braxton. I got some space. I'm like, but sometimes you can have results and with working out, you can have results, but it don't actually look like it, but it feel like it when you put your clothes on. You're like, okay, I feel a difference, right? But in that process, like, you got to eat right, you know, you got to work out consistently. You can't do extra activities, you know, drinking, whatever, because they add on weight. And but that's one of my downfalls, you know. But I'm you know, but the whole process of just working out, man, is a true process.
No, I like that you said that a lot of us carry a lot of weight around, and that can be physically, that can be mentally, financially. You know, a lot of us are taking bad habits and fear and low self-esteem and low confidence into our waiting season. A lot of us are taking bad spending habits and no budgets, and he laughing because he the one that handled the budget, and I be like, look. But no, a lot of us are taking that into our waiting season. And what happens when we carry around that dead weight, when we carry around that heavy weight, then now we're weighted in our waiting season. But when we go into our waiting season free, you may go into your waiting season a little fearful, because I mean, we fear the unknown, but we have and know a known God. But when we can go into our waiting season light, and we can go into our waiting season confident, knowing who we are and whose we are, then that weight will be lifted. If we can go in there with confidence, if we can go in there with just, I want to save $5 a day, I want to save $5 a week. When we can go in there with a light weight, a lot of people, the moment that we think about weights, we think about something that's heavy. You know, but the heavy weights aren't the only ones that make us strong. I remember when I used to train with Jesse, he would give me a lighter weight, but he would make me do more reps. And what happens is those more reps help your muscle retention, help your muscle memory. I remember that, Jesse. I remember that. But no, seriously, when we go in as a lightweight, we go in, and that's another story, because we can be, I know everybody want to be a heavyweight champ, but I want to be a lightweight champ. I'm trying to go in light. You hear me? No.
Cut up then.
I'm just saying, hey, this the year we getting better.
We getting better.
Better, not bitter. You hear me?
Yeah, so you're right. With the heavyweight, you don't do as many reps. But with the lightweight, you building that muscle. You can do more reps. And so now you're building your strength, you're building that muscle. And that's all God is telling you right now. I need you to go through these small trials and tribulations. So when you get the big ones, it ain't nothing to a giant.
Small things to a giant.
You keep going, you keep lifting, you keep believing, and you keep having that faith. And I know we talk about this so much, but we went through a true waiting season. And it grew me in so many ways. I know you went through your personal journey in the waiting season, but the wait, it was actually like the weight of not being able to get something that we always wanted, that was always there. You just go act like I'm just speed past it, huh?
You just go speed past
just
it.
go speed past
After
it.
Braxton said, everybody phone on silent.
Yeah. But in that waiting season, we grew so much together.
We did.
I believe individually and as a couple. And that waiting season, that was a true waiting season. Being able to have this beautiful person here, and you know, we just had to sit there and talk and get to know each other. Yeah. It was beautiful at the end. Hindsight,
Not in it.
You looking at it, you like, man, you know what? I really needed that. That really taught me a lot. That really built me up, right?
So it was beautiful at the end, not while you was in it.
But you know, while you in the way, it ain't never beautiful. Something because you in it. You like, I'm ready to get out. But once you out, you always look back and be like, I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that journey, because going through things, man, it strengthens you and it changes you as a person. We want to leave you with a scripture. Wait patiently for the Lord. Be brave and courageous. Yes, wait patiently for the Lord. Psalms 27:14. I know it's hard waiting.
Yeah.
I know it's hard waiting on God. I know it's hard waiting on the blessing to come. I know it's hard for your life to change right now, but we're begging you to not give up. Just take some of the principles that we gave to you right today. Wait with a great attitude, right? Don't go ahead of God. Don't rush God. And prepare while you're waiting. And wait actively. That means you're doing something. You're working while you're waiting. You're not just sitting there waiting on God to drop the blessing out of the sky, because it's not going to happen. Pastor said that God sends the blessing through people. So you got to get out there with people. Can't be isolated, right?
Yeah.
You got to get out there and still mingle with the people. You got to get out there and still network and communicate. Don't sit in the house by yourself and just wait for a blessing to come, because it's not going to come.
Ooh, that's good you said that. Wait expectantly. A lot of times we wait and we ask God for something, but we don't wait like we're expecting it. Like, wake up in the morning and be like, okay, I know I prayed for this last night. Okay, God, I'm expecting for you to do it today. Lord, who you sending to bless me today? Who you sending to send me this money? Like you just said, God is going to send a person. The Bible says, press down, shaking together, shall men, running over, shall men pour into your bosom. So who you sending to bless me today? Who you sending to bring me some money today? And also, how can I be a blessing today? Who can I bless today? You might not have no but $10 for somebody to get lunch today. $10 is a lot of Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A.
It's a lot of couple places.
There's a couple places. You know, so I think it's expecting that God is going to do what you asked him, what you asked of him. And also make sure that we're not missing God because we want him to show up a certain way. Because we prayed and asked for something, we don't want to miss him because we want him to show up exactly the way that we asked. And he's not going to always do that. It may still be what we asked for, but in a completely different way than what we expected.
You helped me today. I hope this word has helped you as much as it didn't help me. Because we're in the waiting season. You know, truth be told, we're in a waiting season. We're waiting to get to the next level, next dimension, financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. We're all waiting to get to that next dimension, right? So, guys, while you're waiting, stay strong. Trust in God. Don't give up. Don't worry. Let God work behind the scenes. Let God work for you. And we really believe in 2023, God is going to show up. Not just for us, but for you as well. I hope you enjoyed this show. It's the first one of 2023. and it definitely won't be the last one, man. So make sure in between time and meantime, y'all load up and live your dreams.
Peace.
I'm sorry. You had lipstick. You had lipstick on your teeth. I didn't want that to show.
I just got on there?
Yeah, it just got on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ain't want you to be talking in
Thank you.
lipstick on it. Okay.
Where I was at. Ready?
Nah. Look good.